The Liver Leaders Take 5 podcast invites you to take a few minutes to better understand the importance between your liver and your overall health. During each episode, different liver leaders throughout California take 5 questions to answer the most pressing issues impacting your liver today. Hosted by the Liver Coalition, my name is Scott Succo, the Executive Director, and you can always find us at livercoalition.org. Welcome to another episode of Liver Leaders Take 5. I'm excited to be talking with the Executive Director of the California Hepatitis C Task Force, Bill Remak, today. But the reason we're talking to Bill is because he's really a patient advocate, a change maker, I would say a stigma buster, and sometimes a social disruptor. Welcome, Bill.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
You know, I was looking at the numbers, and we met first 27 years ago in Northern California, and you were involved with the American Liver Foundation there.
That's right.
And what got you involved in the liver disease community?
Well, I came into the liver disease community because my mother actually had bile duct cancer and passed away in 1989. And I had been told I had liver disease, so I thought, okay, well, maybe I can help resolve some of the issues that my mother had and the concerns I also had, which I was not fully versed with just at that time. So that's what brought me into getting involved with the American Liver Foundation.
Excellent. Now, did your mother's progression of the disease, how was that different or the same as yours?
Well, her disease started in the bile duct and then metastasized to her liver and other organs, whereas my condition, I had hepatitis C, and then it developed into cirrhosis and then liver cancer.
That was at a time when there was not a lot of options for hepatitis C. Today we talk about a cure. When you were going through that, there was some treatment, some innovations, but there was no cure. They were working on it.
That's correct. In 1994, 95, when this was really emerging as to how serious the situation was that I had, they were telling me that I had to have a transplant, and soon. Then I really had to find the resources and learn how to navigate the system, which is very different than it is today.
What you went through then, is it similar to what patients go through now? You're going to get a transplant?
No, it's a very different situation. It's changed a great deal, and a lot more research has been done in the field of liver transplantation. We're not just leaders in the country with regard to the care that's given here, but I think as a good example and model for the rest of the world.
So, Bill, when you take a look at some of the patient advocacy work that you've done and how you meet with patients and talk with them, what's your motivation and what's your goal? And what would you like to see ultimately happen?
I'd like to see everyone get as good, if not even better care than I have been able to get all these years. So that's really what I think about when I look at what do I see as a vision for as patient advocates to help our fellow patients in California and around the world.
Yeah, it's interesting. We tend to talk to a lot of patient advocates. And I remember talking with patients early on and folks telling me that they're tired. I'm tired. I don't have the energy. And I have some ideas, and that's why I'm calling you. I'm going to give you the ideas, but I'm too tired to participate. And so active involvement isn't for everybody, but I think the liver disease community has a number of volunteers and advocates that are very active.
Very much so, and I believe that the movement depends on it. If you ask me why I do this, well, this gets me up in the morning because I know by doing this work, yes, I can see the benefit as a patient, but if I see the benefit, so does everyone else who's also a patient. And that's what I'm looking at.
What are some things that you think people should be doing to safeguard their liver, to really protect it?
Well, 4 things. Food they eat, the air they breathe, then there's lifestyles, and then there's stress.
I was talking with a transplant recipient, a single person, has a condo in San Diego, and he had his liver transplant and he can't work. He would be eligible for SSI temporarily. And he asked me, are there resources for rent or mortgage? I said, I don't think I've ever heard of any for that, because it would be a huge amount. It's almost 9 months, right, that you would wait potentially to go back to work.
And you've touched on a key area where there are some gaps. And this field, dealing with these kind of psychosocial issues and navigation issues, are essential for a healthcare worker classification called benefits counselor. And benefits counseling actually was a very, very popular profession back in the 80s and 90s, and kind of dropped off because the education for it dropped off, and because the systems did not recognize the real value of that particular discipline at the time. I would tell this person, please contact a very knowledgeable counselor that does benefits counseling and can get that person hooked up with all the necessary resources they need to resolve that issue.
What's your next project going to be?
The programs that we've been doing have a lot to do with addressing health literacy in regards to viral hepatitis, vaccines, and preventative care. We're also providing internship programs for bachelor's, master's public health, and those doing their doctorate in public health.
And retirement's not in your future anytime soon.
I wouldn't say it's not my future. I'm not giving it very much thought at this moment.
Yeah, you're one of the most active people I know.
I'm having too much fun. So.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Bill. Well, and where should folks go to learn more about your work?
Sure. They can go to www.californiahcvtaskforce.org.
Excellent. Thank you, Bill. And thank you for being part of today's podcast. My name is Scott Succo with the Liver Coalition, chatting with Bill Remak. It's been a pleasure. Listeners can find this and other episodes of Liver Leaders Take 5 on our website, livercoalition.org.